Yes, take your time to work, OBS. Okay, I'm gonna crack my back for absolutely no reason. I just need to.
Well, that kind of is a reason.
Yeah, true. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sexnerd.furries podcast. This is episode 7 of season 2. I am here with my co-host Ankaru, like always, and
Hello.
today we have a topic that we're not quite sure how to tackle. But first, the very first, before we even talk about ourselves, we have a comment on the Aeromorphs episode. Would you do the honors, Ankara?
Yep.
You finding it?
Uh, did the chat just lag?
I think so. I think it lagged again. You know what I'm gonna do? I am going to... Let's see. Server settings. We're gonna put it US Central and see if that helps.
Hello, hello.
Hello? Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah. I changed the server that we're using.
Your voice does sound a bit more clearer.
Yay! So it was the server. I chose a server that's right in the middle of the country, so that should work. But what would work better is if you would move all the way over here and we could actually do it in person.
That would be nice, yes, but I don't have that kind of money.
We'll meet like in the middle somewhere.
I've already lived in Kansas, though.
Ah.
It sucked.
How about Texas?
Nothing out there but
It's
corn
snowing
and
there.
cows.
It's snowing there right now. If we go to Texas.
Snowing in a bunch of places, actually.
Yeah, it's snowing in rainforest areas here in Mexico. Like what?
That's odd.
It is scary.
I should make an excuse. I'm gonna search for Fountain of Youth.
Yes.
Give me an excuse to go down there.
Yes. Okay, so the comment. Oh no, my ear, it itches so bad. Okay. It was so red, it just started itching really bad. Let me copy, paste. If it wants to, of course. No, it doesn't. I should. This is what happens when we're not prepared.
Is it not able to copy paste or something?
I didn't want to copy paste from the show notes, so now I have to go and go to our YouTube channel, Sexnerd.furries, at YouTube, and then you just go to our channel, and then we go to the Aeromorphs episode, and you pause it so it doesn't make noise. And then I copy paste. I say. There. And paste. There we go. Excuse you. Dog just came over and burped at me.
Oh.
So Ankaro, do the honors and Read our comment.
Uh, I was not prepared for.
Read, I say.
Mhm. All right. So from Owen, he says, "Thank you for making another great podcast. More for living machine fandom. Used to be on DeviantArt for nearly 5 years. Before I got permabanned and IP banned back in August for calling on a separate account, which I should have not done. Bad on you, Owen. Bad.
Bad.
I'm still making art of mostly planes and trains. Infinity, Amino. I think that might actually be a bow or
No,
whatever.
Amino. Amino, it's
I
a
don't know.
phone app.
That was it. Okay. And Facebook. Speaking of offending military men, one of my male characters, based on F-14 Tomcat, unintentionally offended F-14 groups on DeviantArt and Facebook because they like all the Tomcats to be referred to as women and not be fetishized. I was even blamed by some people in the LMC, which I'm not sure what that means.
The Living Machines community.
Okay. On DeviantArt for attracting trolls, blah blah. Okay, so obviously trolls are the devil, and we
Yes.
should avoid them at all costs.
Yes.
But it's a good thing that this person is still making art despite all that. That's
I
a
agree.
worth worthwhile endeavor, I suppose. If you like doing what you do.
Well, yeah, it's like art. Like you can't let the trolls stop you from doing art. I mean, it's just that means that you let them win, and letting them win basically tells them that it's okay for them to do this. But if you do what you love despite the trolls, they get bored of you eventually because you're not paying attention to them.
Yeah. And as for the male character thing, don't let other people's opinion get you down. If you want a character that is male, that is typically viewed as a female, you do you, man. It's like just because some people say it should be some way doesn't mean that you have to conform to that.
Yeah, like at the beginning of the MLP fandom, where it's like you would make a male OC and people were like, no, you can only make females.
And then they showed male characters in the show.
Yeah.
Although I will say male alicorns, that's a big no-no so far until they somehow make that canon. But until then, it's kind of off the books.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's off
Like
topic.
any other alicorn that's not already in the show, I'm like, no.
Yeah, I don't really care for alicorns too much,
Yeah.
but I'm okay with them.
Yeah. And just for disclosure for the podcast, I'm not sure if it is picking it up, but you might hear me chewing. It's because this food is better than my than my etiquette. But I took a bigger bite than necessary.
Thought we lost connection there.
No, I was like I was trying to speak, but it wasn't letting me. At least I'm semi-educated. Anywho, so so how was your week?
If we can edit the strange silences out in post, I suppose.
Hmm. Did you listen to last week's episode?
Only a little bit.
Hmm.
I get weirded out hearing my own voice, to be honest. So it's not often that I listen to it.
Imagine me. I have to edit that thing. It's really annoying. But I've gotten used to hearing myself because I do vlogs and I've done podcasts before, so
Hmm. Well, yeah, you did a whole season of podcast.
yeah, long time ago. I wonder what the other guys are doing. And then like it goes all fuzzy, and then there's like a memory. um, let's see. I had an adventure this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I had an adventure. You remember I told you at Black Friday that my husband's aunt had a to jumpstart our car.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that night she invited us to like this couples thing. I'm not sure exactly what you would call it, but it's um like a Christian couples class gathering group thing.
Okay. So like
Uh,
a church typey thing.
Kind of like a church typey thing. And she invited us, and because she had given us a jump start, we were like, okay. So we did that yesterday. Not yesterday? Yes, we did that yesterday, Saturday. And um, so we got up at 7, and we took the we took an Uber to the border. We crossed walking, and then we took the trolley to her house.
Mm-hmm.
And we got there at around 11 because we stopped at Walmart, and I bought scissors and stuff that I needed to finish my fursuit head, which she's almost done. I just have to finish one cheek and then her bottom jaw, and she should be done.
Well, at least you're getting some progress on it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't even have
between
one.
finishing her tonight and doing it tomorrow. Like I had a lot of
Mm-hmm.
drive to work on her this morning, but now I'm just like I look at her and I'm like, no, tired. um, but anyway, so we got there, and then she took us over to the church thing. We helped set up, and then the other people got there, and so we go into the like churchy area, and they hand us like this little pamphlet that's like welcome to the thing. It was in Spanish. So it said welcome to the reunión de matrimonios, blah blah blah. And then I open it, and it has the like the times of when everything's gonna happen, and it's 4 hours long.
What?
Yes, it was 4 hours long. So we were there for 4 hours, and then afterwards they went to a restaurant, and they had an area reserved for the church and all that stuff. And since they had reserved for so many people, they lowered the price of some of the food. So they had like 4 selections of main courses for like $20.
Mm-hmm.
And so I bought one. My husband didn't buy anything. He stole from everybody's plates, including mine. And I bought like this apple bourbon chicken with like mashed potatoes and corn something or other.
Uh-huh.
And it's really good. It's still good. I'm eating it. And well, that happened, and then before that, yes, you. I'm gonna talk about you. The dog got sick last week. Last Monday. I think it was the first day we took her to the vet. No, we took her to the vet on Tuesday because last Monday she was coughing like really ugly. Like it sounded bad, and then she would like gag and throw up some like phlegm, And so we took her to the vet, and they gave her an injection, said she has bronchitis, and to take her back in 2 days. So she's there with the injection, and the next day she didn't want to move because the injection hurt. And then after that, when we take her back to the vet, he gives her a different injection that didn't hurt, and he says she still has some phlegm in her lungs, so bring her back on Friday. So those 2 days go by, and then we take her back on Friday, and the vet listens to her lungs. He says, "We got to give her another injection. She still has mucus in her lungs, not as much, but she still has some." So they give her another injection, and that one really hurt her because she started crying, and I felt really bad.
Oh no.
Yes, I was like, "Oh, my poor baby, I hurt you." And she did that thing that dogs do, where they'll like latch their claws into your shoulders and then climb up onto you. That's what
Hmm.
she did. Yes, you did. You poor baby, it hurt you so much. All she wants is my chicken. And but like after that injection, like the next day since we left, we think that she just spent the whole day just laying on the floor and resting, not doing anything. Because when we got home, she didn't cough at all, and she hasn't really coughed since yesterday. So tomorrow we take her to the vet again to see if she needs anything. But it's very likely that she doesn't need another shot.
Well, let's hope so.
Yes, because if they give you another shot, then well, I mean, we pay for another shot. I guess. Ew, your beard is wet. Why is your beard wet? You silly dog, you. Yeah. So 2 adventures this week. To be an adult, it's just one adventure after another.
Oh yes.
Your nose is dry. Uh, okay, so onward to the official topic. Are you ready?
Topic.
Topic. Today's topic is feet. Feet. And paws.
It's such a weird topic.
It is. But that's okay because it can be weird because fetishes are weird.
Oh yes.
Like, let's see. Feet though. Um I think the first time that I kind of got like an inkling of a foot fetish was probably in high school, where I heard tell that that was a thing, but I didn't really understand. Like, I think it started with like the idea that someone was talking about how some shoes could be sexy, and then you know how the conversation tree goes, and then talking about a foot fetish, and I remember I was like, but why though?
I don't think I've ever had a conversation about that, to be
Well,
honest.
I used to have weird ass conversations in high school.
Hmm.
Now that I think about it, like it was really inappropriate conversations. And at
Yeah.
school, which is the worst. when
Yeah, I think I've
when
had my
youth
fair
has
share
no
of weird.
filter. When was the first time you heard tell of the fetish of feet?
Of foot fetishes. Well, hmm. Not too far ago, but it's also not something I often think about. Probably maybe a few years. Not exactly my thing though. So
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not
paws
mine
are
either.
cute, but not in that way. Like
Yeah,
I
it's like,
will
hey,
obsess
pose.
over kitten's little tiny bean paws.
Yes, cats have very
Like they're
very cute
adorable.
beans, toe beans.
Yeah.
Like I remember when my dog was a puppy, I was obsessed with her paws. Cause she has really pretty paws, but you can't see that no more.
Hmm.
Cause you know as a dog gets older, like their paws get rough, and black, and so she has
Yeah.
this black paws. But as a puppy, her paws were like pink with like
Hmm.
black spots. They were so pretty, and now they're not. She turned away from me.
Yeah. I've actually got a paw print, imprint of my dog from we had to put him down, and the vet was nice enough to make a little imprint of his paw in clay heart.
Aw,
I have it up on my shelf
aw,
to always remind me of him.
that's that's nice. I need to get that of you. Yes, I do. She's like, "What you talking about, Mom? Just give me food."
Yeah, it's always on their mind, isn't it?
Yes, they see food and they just
Food and
want it.
loves.
Yes, I love you. But let's see. Like I think, let's see, feet and paws, but hooves still, but feet. Like I think, like I've heard that a foot fetish is the most common fetish.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't know if it's because it's just the
It's
easiest or something.
there.
Like it's
It's
because
noticeable.
it's always like feet. They're they're feet. They're there. This is
I
it.
mean, I don't think it's that like sexy because think about all the stuff you walk in and you know
Mhm.
whatever is like your feet are in shoes all day or whatever, and just to me it's nasty. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and like I have heard
especially if you're like me and you walk around barefoot all the time.
you have calluses on your feet.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember like what I heard about. Like I think I heard once. I'm not sure if it's scientifically sound, but I heard in passing in a conversation on Facebook, I think.
Oh, it's reliable.
Yes, I know, right? But one guy was saying how someone did a study how the region of the brain that registers feet and um, like the feelings that feet feel are close to the pleasure centers of the brain, and that sometimes there's an overlap. Don't bark while I'm talking to people. That sometimes there's an overlap, and that can cause the initials of a foot fetish. Why are you barking? There's absolutely no one at the door. Ah, you weird dog. Anyway, but they said that that's why the foot fetish is the most common because of how close the registries in the brain are. I'm not sure how.
That's like weird.
Yeah, but the brain is wired in weird ways anyway. So
Yeah. I mean, you would think that hands would be more popular because, well, it's obvious.
yeah, hands. But I think it's also because like everybody sees hands. Hands are out in the opens. Hands are working. Hands are doing things all the time. But
Hmm.
feet, they're semi hidden. So it's like you don't know exactly what someone's feet are gonna look like until they take off of their shoe.
Hmm.
So maybe that plays a little bit into why feet are more popular than hands, because I know I've heard people talk about kind of having hand fetishes, but not as much as feet. And also because maybe hands are like rougher. I mean, I could start a fire with my hands. Like I have rough hands. So, but feet are usually pretty soft.
Hmm.
unless you like are always barefoot or you wear like specific sandals that are always rubbing in your feet. Like I have these monster calluses on my feet. Well, they're not there anymore. Interestingly enough. Oh no, they're there. Found it. But it's because I started wearing flip flops. So I have the flip flop callus.
Yeah.
So I have that. But you know, the rest of my foot is pretty immaculate. I would say nothing's happened to it. There are no like scars. I'm not missing a toe or anything. Fairly well groomed. So it's like, it's not something that other people see.
You don't want to see mine.
You got those jagged toenails and a
Oh yeah.
hammer toe. Hammer toes are weird.
I've also got those toenails that grow up instead of out, and they're really
That
weird.
sounds painful. Is it painful?
No, not really.
Oh, okay, that's good. I know the
Oh,
people that have like the toenails that curl in.
no, mine don't do that. It's like just my little pinky toenails. They, for whatever reason, grow in a mound instead of a layer.
That's weird.
It's really odd, but
Yeah,
it's on
that's
both
weird.
my pinky toes.
Well, at least it's symmetrical.
And the weird thing is, even when those nails had been, for lack of a better word, ripped off,
Oh,
they grew back the same way.
cool.
So I thought that they would just grow normally straight out, but they grew back the same way that it was, even though had the entire nail ripped off.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it hurt
The
like hell.
body is weird. Like my my little toe. My husband makes fun of me all the time because
Uh-huh.
I have small feet, so I have small toes. And and and
Uh-huh.
and so the toenails on my pinky toe is like a sliver of a nail. It's like
Hmm.
tiny. And so my husband's always making fun of me saying I have sausage toes because I ain't got no nail. But it's like those kinds of things. Feet are weird.
Yes. Yes, they are.
They're very useful because they help you
Yeah.
walk and balance and stuff.
Hmm.
But they weird. And all toes have like a vendetta against table legs and
Yeah.
corners of
Yeah.
stuff.
Everything.
Yes. Right, Motsy? I don't understand what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, they always find ways to hit walls and
Walls and desks and
dressers.
dressers,
Somehow I stubbed my
bookshelf.
toe on those little divider things that come up from the floor between rooms in open areas. Like one of those somehow, even though it's like literally half an inch.
Oh my gosh. That must have hurt.
Yeah, I'm like, how the hell did I even stub my toe on that? It's tiny.
The toes find a way.
I guess so.
Like, I can't really remember the worst thing that I've stubbed my toe against. But, hmm. But nothing like that. Okay, so let's like do a roll. As you are more active in the Brony fandom,
Hmm.
have you noticed that there is any emphasis at all on pony hooves?
Well, considering that's the only appendage they have besides mouth and horns,
Mm.
yes, for the most part.
But is it to the same degree as like paws?
Uh, I'm not entirely sure, but it is quite common.
Like they have, like I know in the furry fandom, I've come across it a lot really randomly where they have those pictures that's just like the feet in front and then the character behind the feet. Like those pictures are beyond common because feet are the most common fetish.
Yeah.
And so like you always have it's almost always human feet,
Hmm.
which I find very interesting.
I don't actually like human feet. They're shaped weird.
Yeah, feet are weird.
Yeah. Um, I, well, for the MLP fandom, I actually prefer human style hands and hooves.
Same.
Uh, Unless it's feral, then obviously all hooves.
Yeah, that'd be kind of weird if it's feral with hands.
Oh God, that'd be terrifying. Oh no, that's a horrible image.
It's like standing on it got the knuckles down,
Uh-huh.
because they're
Like a
stronger than your
gorilla.
fingers, so
That's a horrible, horrible
it's
image.
it is. Now it's in my brain forever.
It's just you see something walking towards you on all fours, but it's hands.
It's a raccoon.
Uh,
So like I know that some of the things that I've seen when it comes to the feet fetish in the furry fandom is a lot of them prefer tickling, and I'm not about that shit.
Tickling is annoying to me.
Tickling is horrible.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. It's
Yeah,
like torture.
it is torture. I don't
Yeah.
understand why people like it. But people like it. There are some people that that's part of their fetish as well. Like not just part of the foot fetish, but just being tickled.
Hmm.
I mean, do you just like that panic-inducing feeling of being tickled? Because you know that
I do
the
not.
the tickle response, the laughing at being tickled, is actually a panic response.
Uh-huh.
It's because it's
I can understand that.
yeah, it's a way that of your body showing distress. And I'm like, why would you like that? It's awful.
No wonder if people have nervous laughter.
Yeah, nervous laughter is because it's a panic response.
Hmm.
It's like it
Makes
has
sense.
something to do with the diaphragm. I don't remember. It's like it like diaphragm tightens, which is why
Uh-huh.
after you laugh a lot you have a stomach ache.
Ah. Well, yeah, you're working it out and all
Yeah,
that.
but it's like that's not something I'm about. But like with a lot of pictures in the furry fandom of the feet, there's always like the classic feather or a paintbrush, tickling the feet. And then every now and then, every blue moon, you see the one with stink lines on the feet.
Oh, sounds awful.
And feet do stink. They
Hmm.
stink, they do.
That is true.
I mean, not everybody's feet stinks. Like, there are people that know how to get rid of the foot stink. Or if you have your
I'd
feet
assume
in,
that the
like,
foot stink though, because most of the time they're stuck in a shoe.
yeah, they're stuck in a shoe. And that just
And
creates an environment.
uh, I I've met some people where they take off their shoe and it's like, oh, put that back on.
Yeah. Like, when on sweaty days, that's me.
Uh-huh.
Like, for real. But it's like it's only when it's really hot. If it's cold, like no, my feet don't smell all that much. Or I got used to it. I don't
Mhm.
know. But usually they don't. Like it wasn't until like I was a teenager when I really started to sweat and stuff.
Well, yeah, that's actually a common thing.
Yeah.
It's when most people are like, hey, you hit puberty now, you need deodorant.
Yeah. You need deodorant. Because you smell like human.
Hmm. Humans are weird, but then again, horses are too.
Yeah, all animals are weird,
Yeah.
aren't you? You're weird. You're a weird animal. I don't know why she turns away from me when I start talking to her.
Probably because she knows that full of crap and you love her anyways.
Yes. I wanna, I wanna give you loves, but you pull away from me. If you love me, you'll give me your food. I don't love you that much. Um, feet and paws and paws.
I mean,
Like I've also
the
noticed something interesting.
Mhm.
Like I've seen it, like very rarely, but I've seen it where there's a furry that likes paws but doesn't like feet.
Mhm.
So they like the drawn paws, but they don't like actual human feet.
Yeah, feet are gross.
So like I found that interesting how the brain can actually have fetish for the feet but not for the feet.
Hmm.
And 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 like I haven't seen hoof fetish imagery before. I'm afraid to search for it, but I might do
Uh,
that later for scientific reasons.
yeah, that makes sense.
And
Um,
like I can understand why. Like I can understand it, but I don't get it.
I mean, with hooves, it's a bit different because a pony has only hooves,
Mhm.
so it would make sense that they would use them. Although I assume that would be quite limited,
Yeah.
so it would be mostly used for like supplemental stuff, possibly.
Yeah, because like if you look at an actual horse's foot, like the whole part of the hoof that is the hoof is just nail. So the only part of their foot that actually has feeling is the part that is like hidden inside of the hoof.
Hmm.
Because their hoof they have like the U shape and then it kind of dips in and that's like flesh.
Hmm.
So like it has like fur and stuff inside. I've seen pictures. I haven't actually grabbed a horse hoof because that's scary. They kick you and you die.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I saw a
hooves are
picture
weird.
where they were like touching it and that they said it's like the palm of your hand kind of, but with fur on it. But it's not as sensitive. Like it is, they can feel it, but it's not like sensitive like the palm of your hand.
Hmm.
Like if you touch your hand, it's like ooh, I feel everything. It's not like that. It's more they said the horse feels it, but it's not super sensitive. Like that's the only place that a horse would have feeling on their feet. So like in the My Little Pony universe, I think since when they walk they make the click 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 noise, they gotta have hard hooves. I mean, Rarity
Um,
gets her hooves done.
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
So,
it makes
like,
sense.
is the structure of their hoof the same as a horse, or is it because their hoof is flat that all of that is like nail, and then above that is like flesh? Like it's just one finger.
That's a good question.
You can tell on some of the males, like Big Mac, where he has that separation of the fur and the hoof.
Hmm.
Like you can tell that more or less where hoof ends and flesh begins.
Hmm.
But on the normal pony, it's like it's all just one. These questions, I've been wondering them for a very long time.
I'm sure that's been discussed somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like I've seen a lot of like fan art of ponies where they have like that, like a more realistic hoof shape
Hmm.
where you can actually see the U of the hoof, and then it's got like a slight ankle to their
Hmm.
hoof, so it gives that shape where you're like, okay, that's where the hard part of the hoof is, and then that's where their joint is. And but when it comes to the show, it's like you just gotta guess, and then they pick up stuff.
Yeah, that I don't understand, but yeah, cartoon logic.
Cartoon magic.
I mean, it's just like
It's
Powerpuff Girls. How
magic.
did they?
Hmm?
Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah. There was I saw a video where someone was trying to figure out how it is that the Powerpuff Girls grab things, because in the show other people have fingers.
Hmm.
Like they're the
Yeah,
weirdos that have no fingers.
because science
Because
um
science, and they're like, well,
did
how do they
did
actually
that.
grab things? Yeah, because
Yeah,
science
because
did
science
that.
did a video on
Yeah,
that. It was like one of the things was they actually have little tiny hairs like
like
spider legs.
spiders. Yeah.
Yeah, that just stick. It's like that would be terrifying.
That would be terrifying, but also pretty much all the other things that he suggested sounded terrifying. So,
Sure. Like what was one of the other ones?
it was like their the inside, like, well, how to explain it? Is like their hand is the stub of their hand has like very flexible muscle underneath or something like that. And so when something is attached to it, like a balloon filled with um, with like a slime of some sort, if it grabs onto something, it's not going to let go of it because there's like a vacuum suction thing that's done when it like makes an indentation in it, and then it holds it or something like that. I don't remember. It was gross, and I didn't want to keep paying attention.
It is a very disturbing thought.
It is a very disturbing thought, but a lot of things about how the Powerpuff Girls fit in their actual world is a little
Hmm.
weird. Um, so back to feet. um, uh, like let's jump back to like smell. I remember hearing from someone that actually has a foot fetish, who I thought about inviting on the show, but then I thought about not doing it because he doesn't speak English all that well.
Hmm.
So I was like, nah. But but he and I almost got into a fight because he's one of those, he likes feet, but he doesn't like feet that smells.
Hmm.
And he says that he's in a foot fetish group on Facebook, and that they're getting rid of the people who like feet that smell.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, why would you like segregate them that way? Like they like feet as much as you like feet. They just like that it smells.
It's just too weird, probably for most people.
Yeah.
Which I
Like
agree. I
like
would
you could
agree
be
with that.
like I understand, you like feet, but you don't like feet that smell. Like that's your thing. Like whatever. But they like feet, and they like feet to be natural smelly feet in their opinion. Because it's a lot easier to have smelly feet than it is to not have smelly feet.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, which one is more natural, the not having smelly feet or the having smelly feet?
Uh, I don't know.
These are the questions that science must answer.
I would prefer not.
Like, I know the reason that feet smell is because bacteria gather on the moisture of your sweat and they feed off of the moisture, and then the gases that they let off are what smells. So, like, if you were natural and just existing and you didn't have shoes and you were naked, would your feet still smell? Probably, because they'd be between your toes.
Yeah, I think it's a possibility.
It depends on how often you spread your toes, I guess.
Sure.
Can you spread your toes?
Um, Not often, no.
I can do it on one foot, but I can't do it on the other foot.
That's odd.
Yeah. Like I do it on one foot and I'm like, yeah, spread. And then I look at the other foot and it no.
I can only do the big toe and the little toe. The other
Yeah,
ones
they
just
all stay
they
together.
it's really weird.
Feet are weird. Um, but yeah, he and I got in a fight almost about that
Uh,
because I didn't see that it being fair that they were basically like segregating a whole group of people who share their passion for feet
hmm
just because they like feet that have a little more character.
But then again, there's also people with similar liking,
Yeah.
uh, not with feet, but like skunks.
Yeah, that's a whole other
And
kettle of fish.
yeah, that is also really weird to me.
Yeah. Like, I like the smell of a skunk.
I don't. I always hate when I find that smell on the highway and I'm like, oh God.
Like, I don't like it in a sense of like, I look for it, but if I smell it, I don't mind. It brings back good memories.
I still remember
That's
when my dog
probably
got
why.
sprayed.
It brings back good memories. But yeah, so it's like, some people like feet that smell, some people don't like feet that smell. And there's no reason to fight about it because you're not going to change their opinion because they're going to like what they're going
Right.
to like, and that's it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, eh. Feet are just a few things. They're a smelly and they help you stand. They're the reason that you can stand upright because they balance all freaking day for you, and you should massage them because they deserve it.
hmm
Poor feet. Oh, also foot massage. That's a thing.
And people always go to the paws, their feet's taken care of,
Yeah.
manicures and all that.
Pedicures. I've never had a pedicure. I've
Me
given a
neither.
pedicure, but I haven't gotten one. Like, I know of people who like they get the nails on their feet done,
Mm.
and I'm like, that just sounds like a hassle because then you put your shoes on and you ruin it.
Well, if they work like
Yeah, if you wear like an
open
open-toed
toed,
shoe or something, but then it's like after that you're just gonna put it in a sock.
yeah.
It's like,
Unless they wear sandals all the time.
yeah, I've been doing that lately. If
hmm
I'm not going somewhere far, I wear my sandals, and my feet are
I
so
can't.
dirty.
I can't wear sandals right now because it's like 20 degrees out.
I bet.
Yeah, it's cold.
Hey, cold. No, here it's been hot for the past 2 days. It's awful. And then,
I am kind of jealous, actually.
you heard that California was on fire.
That too.
So there's also
So
no
your ear is
moisture in
frozen.
the air. More baby, more baby, more baby, more baby. So conclusions on feet.
In my opinion, they are gross.
In my opinion, their feet. Like, they're just feet. I'm not for it. I'm not against it. But in the end, they're still just feet to me.
Hmm.
Like, if someone who actually has a foot, a paw, or a hoof fetish, like, tell us about it. Let us know exactly what it is about the fetish that grabs you. Like, what is it? Like, why? Is it just because? I must know. Like, this is some. I want to learn. I want you to teach me. That's my call for help. Teach me about why you like feet.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yes, inquiring minds want to know. Like, I would rather hear it from someone that actually has a foot fetish than, like, to read some study about it somewhere. Like, I want to hear from the passionate about why they are passionate. That's how I like to learn my stuff.
Might get some weird things.
Yes, very, very likely. What was I gonna. Oh, like, completely off topic, but something that's been happening a lot in the furry fandom on Facebook is there's this random dude that messages everyone. And he'll message you saying, "Hey, can you send me some porn?" Like, he doesn't ask it of you. He'll ask very specific. Like he's asked up for Bambi porn, for, like,
What?
I don't remember what else, but always like old cartoon porn.
Hmm.
And he'll ask you to send it to him, and you're like, "What? Google it.
Yeah,
Don't be
exactly.
lazy. Find your own porn."
It's really weird.
Yeah, and like, they put his name in a lot of beware groups because he's doing this so that you don't, like, friend him and get asked this very uncomfortable question.
Hmm.
But a lot of people are like, "But why though? Like, is that his weird fetish? That reaction that he's getting from people of the no, don't be gross."
That sounds like an odd request.
Yeah, but he doesn't, like, anybody who accepts his friend request is going to get a, "Hey, can you send me X porn?" So remember, people, if someone asks you for porn, tell them to Google it.
Make sure you trust them.
Yes.
Maybe. Unless you just want money, that's
Yeah.
okay, I guess.
Like, if you're willing, take a picture of yourself and send it off into the universe. You know, do it and don't feel bad about it. Unless you're underage, in which case don't. Cuz that's illegal. And we don't want anybody to say that we're encouraging that. Cuz if you are not 21 years old, just to cover all of the bases. If you're not 21, don't send your porn to anyone. Just so to be on the safe side. Like, that's my tip for the day. And yeah, only send porn to people that you trust, or people that you don't mind having your porn. Or if you don't mind your porn being in the world, because that's where it's gonna be. It's gonna be in the world. And always make sure you don't take a picture of your face. Just make sure no face in the picture. Just neck down. So on that note, This brings our episode of feet to a conclusion. We weren't very informative, or maybe we were. Let us know.
If we were, let us know.
Yes, and let us know what it is about feet that you find attractive, because we want to know.
Well, I mean, I don't really, but
Okay, I want to know.
but you guys could keep it to yourself.
Yeah,
Uh,
don't tell Ankaru. He doesn't want to know, but I do. You can tell me. I want to know. I want to know all of it. I want to be learned.
although the hoof thing, yeah, I guess that's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
But
like what about hooves? What is it about hooves that you find so attractive that you have to fetishize it?
I mean, is it like you could take a, I don't know, similarly hard object, I suppose, and that, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, how would that even feel good?
I don't know.
Is
And
it like
also,
the
hooves
look of
have their
it?
own specific texture.
Yeah.
So like, see, these are the questions.
Is it just like the the fur around the hoof, or
Maybe.
because I would think that the hardness of the hoof would prevent it from being very pleasurable.
I don't know. I mean, there are people who enjoy the hardness of objects.
Huh. I suppose so.
Like everybody has their what's it called? Their
Fetish.
texture preference.
Everybody has weird.
Yes, everybody has a weird.
Like I have a thing for robots.
Yes, like you have a thing for robots.
I do.
And I don't even know what my fetish is. Oh yeah, I know what my fetish is. Like my fetish is something that I can't do because I don't have permission.
I'm afraid to ask what that would be.
It's nothing real, nothing like super. Like it's like my fetish is that I like the idea that someone is masturbating to a picture of me.
Oh, so
Yeah,
kind of sort of voyeurism
yeah,
or
kind of, sort of.
exhibitionism rather.
Yeah, but I don't have permission to take pictures, so I'm just like living without.
Yeah, because then pictures could get out there and
Yeah,
weirdness.
I mean, I don't plan on getting a job in government anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe one day we will talk about our own fetishes and get to gush about them a little bit. But
Yeah,
until then,
possibly if people are interested enough.
yes. If
I'm just
people are interested in hearing about what we actually are interested in, let us know and leave us topic ideas because we want to know
yeah.
what everyone else is interested in as well. And if you want to be on the show, let us know because we'd actually like that. It's good to have an actual voice to go with
Insider knowledge, possibly.
insider knowledge, exactly. So, until next time, this has been the Sexnerd.furries. And
Have a good one, everybody.
yes, have a good one because we still don't have a sign off.
Good enough for me.
It works. If we're